What's up, Knight? Xantos here, and after my last video on pain in the Varanus, I wasn't too pleased with myself. I wasn't happy at the fact that in my video I did not, in fact, complete all of the objectives, and I wasn't receiving any rewards for spending the 150 stamina to face him, and essentially it was only me earning event points from fighting him. So I wanted to attempt to figure out a way that I could complete all of the objectives while facing the Realm of Fire version of Varanus and still survive, because he's quite the beefy enemy. He's very powerful. Now, occasionally in the challenges for him, it requests you to wear 2 pieces of the event armor. And if I was to switch to my pieces of event armor, I would actually be downgrading my power quite a bit. Although it would be light armor, I don't have the charms that are up to par with my current gear. So by using the event gear, I would be downgrading heavily. So after analyzing this, I realized that the best way to be completing all of those challenges would be to start using the event axe, the Guardian's axe. Now, while I do have the unique version of the outlaw weapon, I wouldn't be receiving any objective completions if I was using that weapon against the Realm of Fire version of Varanus. So after realizing that, I decided that upgrading the Ultimate Guardian's axe would be my best decision. Now, I only have 1 charm in this weapon right now, and it's still doing a great job for me. It's still completing the objective of bringing the event weapon if I have to, and it's definitely benefiting me in the game. Along with this, it costs 24 manganese in order to upgrade this fully to level 45, along with the naughties and whatnot that you'll need throughout the process. But once you do get this to full, you can get it to full a lot faster than you would 2 event pieces of armor. You would need 48 manganese in order to do 2 pieces of event armor. And along with that, you'd need all of the charms properly fitted to battle the event. With that, it's a fairly long process, so the fast track process would definitely be to use the event weapon, and it's quite the pretty looking axe, if I do say so myself. I think it's a very beautiful weapon. Okay, so taking a quick peek at the challenges here, we're going to have to knock an enemy with a punch from the Rebel Gauntlet. We're going to have a Outlaw hero equipped, and we're going to be needing to use an event weapon. So we're going to have the Guardian's Axe equipped, we're going to have the event hero Camille equipped, and along with that we're going to be bringing Tristan, just so that we can cure ourselves of any negative status ailments. And we're going to be bringing a Greater Elixir of Power, just in case we need to pop a rage at any given time. And along with that, I'm going to be bringing a Greater Elixir of Recovery as well, just in case our health does dip at any time. We've got a little bit of a safety net behind us. Now, starting things off here, in my last video I explained this too. You're going to be wanting to punch the demon enemies as much as possible so that you can build your rage power without gaining any negative status effects right off the bat. This will build up your Tristan's base power along with your Camille's base power, which we're actually going to launch right here so that we can do a nice little chunk of damage on the Saurian Outlaw. Allow them to have their turn. Back to us, we continue punching to build rage. Now that we have our rage, we're going to launch Camille's rage power. This should flatten most enemies on the field to a point where they should only be 1 hit. Along with this, we're going to swipe once here, swipe again at the back row enemy. Now, we can track some status ailments here, which we don't heal ourselves from, but we have a bit of armor and a bit of health that we can play with, so we're going into the next round quite comfortably still. And here's Mr. Varanus Rex. Now, starting things off here, I already have quite a few status ailments. So I analyze the field, I look at what's in front of me, and I decide to swipe away at this enemy here. Try to bring him as low as I can, and then cure myself of all negative status effects. So now the enemy on the right side is pretty much one hit. Can take him out fairly soon. Along with this, I'm going to launch Camille's base power. Does a nice chunk of damage on Varanus. And then over to the demon enemy again so that I can punch and build rage power. Now, at this point, I was looking at my health and armor and realizing that I might be in a little bit of trouble. I noticed that the back row mages actually had their powers to heal, so I knew that I needed to take out some enemies here. And I gambled a bit. I took out the Saurian outlaw on the right with 2 swipes of the axe, and then I punched the demon to build some rage power. Now, I'm in a very troubled state right here. I realize this. Launch a base power of Camille to do as much damage as I can. Punch 2 times. Get my rage power. And then launch Tristan's base power so that I have a little bit of protect. Now, my armor is shot at this point. I realize this, but I'm going for it. I use Camille's rage power so that I can take out those back rows that are consistently healing Varanus here. And with these 2 swipes here, I gambled. I went for the outlaw bonus axe damage. Bonus damage is phenomenal when fighting these guys. I knew that the gauntlet wasn't going to do it for me. Now he hits me with a big chunk here. But both of the back row mages are now defeated from Camille's rage power, which leaves me and Mr. Varanus. However, my health was in a position that was not looking very good for me. But with some gambles and a recovery potion, I put myself back into a state that I was comfortable, and again, launching Camille's base power as much as possible because it does a nice chunk of damage. Now, with his current state, I realize that he's very low. 3 swipes, and then a curing of all status ailments with Tristan's base power. And then 2 punches from the Rebel Gauntlet to make sure that I do indeed complete that challenge of defeat an enemy with the Rebel Gauntlet. And that was my first completion of all of the objectives of Mr. Varanus. Now, as much as I was pleased to complete all of the objectives, get the Burkania, and complete the tasks, I had to use a greater potion of recovery in that process, and I wasn't too happy with it. So with this take, we had to use the Maniacal Gauntlet, again, an outlaw hero, and an event weapon to complete all of the challenges. We were bringing the Greater Elixir of Power, again, just in case we needed to pop that rage. Now, what I noticed from my first run was that when I went into the second room, I did not have my rage power, and I struggled to rebuild my rage power in that second room. And because of that, that's what left me in a dangerous position where I needed to use the Greater Elixir of Recovery. So again, just doing the step-by-step walkthrough of what we're doing here. Punching to build rage against the demon enemies so that we don't contract any status ailments. Punch, punch, punch. Always building the rage as much as possible. Launch the base power of Camille. And a swipe. Get a little bit of acid here, it's okay. That's why we have high armor stats. Now he's gonna bring him back up to full. But with 4 swipes, with 3 swipes here, we cure ourselves of the status ailments. Now this enemy runs away. We're not in the portal right now though, so this isn't for points, so we don't really mind if the enemies want to run away on us. What I made sure I did here was I focused building my rage power. We had a little bit of lag on my recording, but managed to take out the enemies and continue into the second round here with our rage power. This definitely helped me out a ton on this run. It allowed me to defeat the 2 Saurian Outlaw mages in the back row right off the bat with Camille's Rage Power. You can see here they're going to get lowered to a sliver of health, and then once it goes to their turn, they're poisoned as well, so they're just going to get zapped right away. And then I bounce over to Mr. Demon and punch him as much as I can, because I know that that poison's also going to be killing him this round. Now, as you can see, the poison works away on our enemies. Both of the back row mages are dead right off the bat now. We can focus the Saurian Outlaw on the right. With 2 swipes, we take him out. 3rd swipe over to Mr. Varanus, and a big punch to build rage. Now that it's only me and Mr. Varanus, I'm going to use Tristan's base power, just so that I can have the protect and the heal right off the bat, and then start swiping away. Camille's base power as well, chunking away, nice 8,000 damage. Keep in mind, this is a 1-star Camille. He's only 1 star right now. I'm really excited to level this hero up. He's going to become very powerful. And with 4 swipes, we managed to take out Mr. Varanus in the Realm of Fire again, completing all challenges and using no potions. That'll wrap things up for today's video. I really hope that I could help some knights strategize on ways that they could maybe better bank for the remaining 50 days in the event. You should definitely look at the Guardian's Axe as an investment, as much as it might cost you some upgrade materials to do the initial upgrades of it. It's going to be eventually paying you back maybe double, triple, depending on how much you grind in the Realm of Fire, so definitely keep this in mind when upgrading the axe. How are you enjoying the Lost Sands event, Knights? Let me know in the comments. I always enjoy a good knighthood discussion. And as always, Knights, stay grinding.